What's going on, everyone? Today I've got a brand new tactic here for you guys. It is a 4-2-2. It is very powerful in the attacking areas and allows you to turn your team into a win machine. Now, if you wish to download today's tactic, I'll be linking my Discord down below in the description. That is where you're going to be able to download the tactic from. Speaking of my Discord, there's a brand new section of my Discord related to YouTube memberships. What are YouTube memberships? I'll pop it up on the screen right now for you guys. They're essentially YouTube's versions of Twitch subs. Except with YouTube memberships, you get a whole bunch of perks that kind of make it worth your while. And one of those perks is that you get early access to the tactics that I post here on the channel, which the tactic in today's video has been up a whole 24 hours already. So if that is something that you are interested in, definitely feel free to check it out. I'll be linking that below down in the description as well. But now, without further ado, let's get into the video. So today's tactic, I ended up testing with Manchester United as well as Frosinone over in the Serie A. Now, both sides are actually supposed to be playing 4-3-3s, but I feel that they have enough attacking prowess within their sides to where they could rock 2 strikers as well as 2 number 10s, and it worked very, very well with both sides. We're going to be starting off with how Manchester United did first. They ended up winning the league on 92 points, which Manchester United are not supposed to win the league whatsoever. They are considered a top 4 team, but they ended up winning the league on 92 points. And they also ended up winning the Champions League, which once again, they really aren't supposed to do, but they did anyways, and they were runners up in the FA Cup as well. So they almost had a treble, but they had to settle for a double. Now, when it came to player performance overall in all competitions, how did the players do? Well, we had 3 players score over 25 plus goals. One of those was Bruno Fernandes. He had 29. Another was Rasmus Højlund, who also had 29. Marcus Rashford had 28. Martial with 12 and Mason Mount with 11. And assist-wise, Bruno Fernandes also had 20 assists, so he had 49 goal contributions in all competitions, which is fantastic from 52 games. Luke Shaw had 12 assists, and Mason Mount had 12 assists as well. And a fun fact about this Man U side, they ended up scoring 141 goals between all competitions. And when I mentioned earlier that it turns your side into a win machine, well, here we can see Man United's schedule. And you will see that they lose a game here in December. That was their first loss of the entire season within the Premier League, at least. And then they don't lose another game until the end of January. And then after that, it is March. They only lost a total of 4 matches. Now we're going to go ahead and move over to the Frosinone side, who I really like testing with right now, and they're usually predicted to finish in 20th. They usually finish between there and 10th when not managed by a human manager. But they ended up being able to finish 3rd within the Serie A, as we could see here, and comfortably as well on 73 points. And that wasn't even the best part. The best part was that they ended up leading the entire Serie A in goals scored. Once again, a team that's supposed to finish in 20th led the entire league and goals with this tactic. Now, when it comes to how they performed overall between all competitions, which is literally just Serie A and the Italian Cup, they ended up kind of being super balanced, I would say. They had 3 players score double-digit goals, those being Chao George, Walid Shadira, and Matthias Schüller. And then assist-wise, they only had 2 players getting double digits, that being Matthias Schüller once again, and Ryanair right there with 14. But Matthias Schüller, actually, he had 11 goals, 15 assists on a 7.38 average rating. But when you look at his average rating in the Serie A, he was on a 7.39. So, tactically speaking, the best player in the Serie A during this test was Matthias Schüller with this tactic, which that is just absolutely incredible. Now, before we get into the FM side of things, I want to go over to the tactical board real quick. So here we are with the tactic. Like I said, it is a 4-2-2 narrow. It is very potent in attack, as we can tell with Frosinone literally leading incredible teams in goals as well. It's got 2 advanced forwards on attack up top. Nope. It's got 2 advanced forwards up top with a playmaker and a shadow striker behind them. We got a Segundo Volante and a ball-winning midfielder in defensive midfield. 2 wingbacks and 2 ball-playing defenders with a sweeper keeper, which I'll get into all the roles and instructions here in a moment. But one thing that I want to highlight for everyone is how this is going to play in the attack, because you will be looking at it, it's like, okay, this is really narrow. I don't know if I want to use such a narrow tactic. Well, they actually spread out pretty darn well. How do they do that, you're probably wondering? Well, the strikers are going to be staying centrally. The advanced playmaker, though, is going to be drifting wide. So is the shadow striker. The Segundo Volante is going to come up, as is the ball-winning midfielder, and these wingbacks are also going to come up as well, with these ball-playing defenders kind of sticking around here. So as you can see, it isn't playing narrow. The players kind of spread out and use a little bit of width. And when building up play, they will be utilizing these wingbacks to build up play. Yes, a majority of the play will be going through the middle of the park, but when they need to, they will play the ball out wide to these wingbacks. And another thing is, as you can see, this advanced playmaker and the shadow striker kind of act like wingers or as third and fourth string strikers. And what I like about this is that you can visualize all the different passing lanes that they can pass into right here, and they have two boxes to work the ball around as well, which just kind of creates an umbrella shape. And when you have an umbrella shape, when you are being countered, everyone is able to get back pretty quickly. But do keep in mind, this is played with an attacking mentality, as you will see here in a moment, and that will affect their ability to get back quicker compared to, say, if they were on balance. They will get back much quicker. So if that's something that you want to switch it to, definitely feel free to do so. But now that we've gone over that, let's head over to the FM tactic side of things. So here we are with the tactic. It is Gormy's 4-2-2 paper cut, as you can see up here. The reason why I called that is because I absolutely love Linkin Park's music, and I was currently listening to that song while I was making this, so I was like, you know what, let's just name it this. If you do want to end up downloading this tactic that you see here today on screen, there will be a link down below in the description to my Discord you'll be able to download it from. But now let's break down these roles and get into the instructions. We've got 2 advanced forwards on attack up top, an advanced playmaker on attack with a shadow striker on attack, Segundo Volante on support with a ball-winning midfielder on support, 2 wingbacks on support, 2 ball-playing defenders on defend, and a sweep keeper on support. Both advanced forwards on attack have shoot more often. The advanced playmaker on attack has crosses aimed at center, run wide with the ball, get further forward, and move into channels. The shadow striker on attack has crosses aimed at center, run wide with ball, and shoot more often. Segundo Volante on support has get further forward, move into channels, and tackle harder. Ball-winning midfielder on support was left as is. Both wingbacks on support have cross more often and crosses aimed at center. Both ball-playing defenders on defend were left as is, and sweep keeper on support was left unchanged. Now, mentality-wise, I did mention that it is played with an attacking mentality. This tactic and the one with Frosinone are the exact same. Nothing is different. However, if you want to switch it to a positive or balanced mentality, if you want to play a little bit safer, definitely feel free to do so. But as you can tell, Frosinone, who are supposed to finish in 20th, they finished in 3rd in a Champions League spot by playing this on an attacking mentality. So I definitely feel it should be played with that. Now, when we're in possession, the attacking width is narrow. We overlap on the left and the right and play out from the defense. We work the ball into the box using low crosses. We have shorter passing directness and slightly lower tempo. When in transition, we counter press and counter, distribute to the fullbacks and center backs. And when out of possession, we have a high press line of engagement and a higher defensive line with more often trigger press. Now, what type of sides are you going to be able to use this with? What kind of level are you able to achieve good or at least solid seasons with this tactic? Well, it did amazing with Man United and it did amazing with Frosinone. They're at complete opposite ends of the spectrum. One is kind of considered an elite style team and the other a relegation team. So that means you can use it at the elite level, the mid-tier level, as well as that relegation level. But for those of you that may want to make some tweaks to the tactic, these are the ones that I would recommend. If you don't want to have 2 advanced forwards on attack, even though they are very overpowered together, I would put one on advanced forward on attack and the other as a pressing forward on attack. The Segundo Volante likes to get a little bit further forward than a deep line playmaker would. So if you want them to sit a little bit deeper, just change that Segundo Volante on support to a deep line playmaker on support or even on defend. And if you are not confident with your defenders to play as ball playing defenders, then I would switch them to central defenders. But there we have it for today's tactic, my 4-2-2 paper cut. I hope you guys did enjoy. Once again, if you wish to download this tactic, I'll be linking my Discord down below in the description where you'll be able to download it from. I'll have a whole bunch of stuff linked down below, like my Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff for you guys if you wish to check it out. But if you guys have enjoyed today's video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so I want to hit that sub button. And until next time, everyone, have a good one. Bye-bye.